Good morning. As we've been talking to you through the day yesterday and into last night, we have continued to search the area that we had identified and that we had laid out for you. That search of that area has been completed now. We did not locate the suspect in that area, so we will be working on breaking that area down, letting those people get back to their normal lives in that area. From this point forward, we're going to continue to follow up on any investigative leads that come in. We would still encourage people to be on the lookout. If they see anything suspicious, they have any issues at all, that they should call the police and let us deal with that. I know we had a few issues yesterday with schools, and we did this morning. I know we asked you to get the word out that if we had any issues with kids that needed to get to school. We actually did take care of a couple in Duval County this morning. There were two, I think, that needed some assistance getting to school. This afternoon, we've already notified the school board. We're back to business as usual. The buses will be running. Everything will be back to normal. So with that, I'll turn it over to Major Aldrich to see if he's got something to add, and we'll take some questions.
Good afternoon. We would ask that the public obviously remain vigilant in their being on the lookout for Mr. Kilgore. We are still committed to the area. We will have a contingent close by. We are not closing up shop in the area, so folks should be somewhat relieved to know that. But like the director said, it should be business as usual at this point as far as our perimeter goes. We have thoroughly searched that area and feel confident that he's not in that point or in that perimeter at this point.
Are you talking about the 24,000 acres you guys have gone through, and specifically that entire area?
I never heard of the number. I don't know about the perimeter that we gave you. Yes, we've searched that entire area, but from yesterday morning until now.
So, do you have any idea where he may be now? Where does the search go from here?
If I did, I've been done with this already.
Question, right? I know, but
no, basically we don't. But we've searched this area. This area was identified because, as you know, he was seen by a citizen yesterday morning. We set up a perimeter around this area and hoped to try to, pin him down in there. And it doesn't look like that's what happened. So, we're going to, as Major said, we're going to continue with some efforts, and we're not leaving. I know you've all heard that there was a person in Nassau County, and we worked that along with Nassau County, and it's not going to be our suspect. But anything that comes up, we're going to work it, and we want people to understand we're not done. We're still looking, and we still want to follow up leads, and we still need your help. We still need you to call those tips in and let us know what you're seeing and hearing.
How has this murder suspect managed to escape capture 3 times, not only after the alleged murders happened, but a robbery, an encounter with a homeowner? How has he managed to elude capture?
Well, I mean, you've seen the area out here. I know you've been here. This area is very rural. It's very heavily wooded. He apparently, according to what they say from where he's from, is very comfortable in the woods. We assume he's still in the woods somewhere hiding from us.
But not here, not these woods.
We've searched these woods and we didn't find him. Right.
So does this mean people in a larger area now, a larger area of the west side, need to be on alert and need to be concerned?
I would say everybody in this general area should at least be aware that he's somewhere. Well, we don't have him. We don't know where he is. So,
how many sightings have you guys had called in at this point?
I don't have a number. We've had a few calls of hearing something or seeing a shed open, and every one of those we've gone into, we've checked them, and we haven't found any evidence that he's been there.
When is the next update that we can expect from you guys?
I don't see where we're going to get to on this.
Did you guys find anything that would suggest an encampment or any clues as to him actually being in the woods, or was there just no trace of him?
At this point, there's no trace of him.
I do have one more question about the infrared technology. I know you guys were assuming that you were using overnight into the morning. Did that pick up anything at all?
I don't really want to talk about tactics and what we did, but we didn't find it.
Have you had any reports of a stolen car? I mean, we know he lost the car that you guys reported, so, I mean, how was he able to, the homeowner saw him and he just was able to slip away before you guys got here?
Apparently. The homeowner saw him go into the woods in one direction. It was a short time before we got here. Whether he doubled back, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's pure speculation, and you keep asking the same question, but I don't have an answer for you.
And to say that this is day 4 in this search, do you all think that this was planned? Do you all think he has actually a plan of survival?
Mr. Kilgore is obviously, from some of the information, the background information that we've been able to determine about him, is a survivalist type individual. Soldier of fortune, guru, or enthusiast per se. So you have to, obviously this is a large area. There's a lot of places to hide. but he very well could have left. We're very close to 301. There's train tracks close by. There's a large trucking station close
Can you
by.
guys take me on the phone?
He could be in a different part of the country at this point.
Right, and Major, you know,
But we're still making those diligent efforts to, if we happen to have missed something or if we overlook something, we haven't closed up shop. We're still going to continue to look for him in not only this area but other parts that that we haven't been focusing on right now.
and folks at home may just think, you know, he's out there in the woods, you know, it can't be that hard. Folks may think that, but, you know, it is hard. You said those woods are really thick. And so tell me the main obstacles you guys are facing when you're, you know, out there searching.
Well, I can tell you from my perspective, yesterday I went up into one of the air units, and you would not believe how densely the tree canopy is. You know, we're in the first part of October, fall. It is very, very dense out there. So, you know, obviously in the air, daytime, it's tough. There are obviously some technology that we have at our disposal that we use quite frequently, but we don't want to get into the strategic or tactical part of that. But rest assured, we are using everything at our disposal to locate Mr. Kilgore.
Would the message be, I guess, you know, this morning you had him every 100 yards, and you know, the message we thought we had him cornered. Would the message be perhaps this might be a longer term search? Is that a switch I'm hearing?
Yes, and what you're going to see is this perimeter that we've got set up with those officers that close together. We're going to relax that because we've searched this area. We held that perimeter to allow us to search that area. We've done that. So we're going to relax that perimeter and use those resources in other places. You know, going back to why and why can't you find him? And I don't know if you did the math, Nikki, if that's how you got that, but the 24,000 acres, I don't know how. It's a very large number. It's a lot of space. And unfortunately, it's like so many things. As soon as he disappeared, the chances of catching him were much greater than they are now. And right now, they're better than they're going to be tomorrow. I mean, he keeps moving away, and it makes the area larger and larger that we have to search. And, you know, look, if we know where it was, we'd be there. And we're following up on everything there is. So, and we appreciate you guys being out here getting the word out because we are getting some calls based on some of the reports that are going out. So, so we thank you. We are going to be demobilizing some of this scene that we have with the perimeter and all that, which will include some of the equipment we have here. So we won't be doing another news conference like this unless something comes up, and then we'll be in touch with you.
Logistically speaking, probably the best place for us to relocate our home base crews to is it Clay County Sheriff's Office? Is it JSO?
Well, I don't know. You know, it's really kind of hard to say.
All right.
This morning there was an offer to have the police take kids to school if the parents couldn't do it.
Yes.
Do you know how many kids were taken to school by police? 2.
Yes.
Do you know which school they went to?
And just a final word, just obviously a ton of manpower from surrounding counties. I know we have mutual aid agreements. Is there any estimate on how much all this has cost so far?
No, I don't have that. That's something we'll have to work through once we get all this put together. But I'm glad you mentioned that because we have had tremendous cooperation. You know, we're neighbors with Clay County and with the Cops Without Borders and all that. We work regularly with Clay County and do things. And I know I'm going to miss some of them, but we had Alachua County here last night. We've got Bradford County. We've got the Marshals. Help me out.
St. John's
County.
Environmental Protection, the Department of Agriculture, Brinko Springs Police Department. There are a number of
Forestry's been out here. We've just everything we've asked for. So, you know, it's been a very concerted, concentrated effort, and unfortunately, it didn't yield the results we were looking for.
With the terrain that you were looking for him in, it would almost seem like the guys would need an almost paramilitary type training to be able to find him in there. What kind of training do you go under to look for someone in the woods like this?
Well, they do some training. I can't tell you exactly what that is, but we had people out there that walked around through that entire area, and we had dogs and we had horses. Is it possible to miss somebody in those woods? I'd say yes. I mean, it's very thick. But we covered every bit of that area. So. Thank you very much. If something else comes up, the guys will be in touch with you. Okay?